Hello my software fellows, that's Medhat Sabry welcoming you again to Techstamina. This is the second video in a series about the folkloric habits which are dragging us in our software development process. The first video was actually about thinking predictively, which is essentially waterfall. This video is about incentivizing our people the old way. That is the old tale of the carrot and the stick, or the reward and punish policies. This is what we have been thinking as our way to incentivize our people and give them the push. Let me make a little remark before I start, because this is actually, in my point of view, and it is an intricate subject, because we have a lot of fixedness about what we do in that respect. So there will be a discussion around it a bit more than maybe the waterfall thing or the predictiveness thing. And because I made a poll, I conducted a poll in Techstamina news, and I came to the conclusion that you prefer the videos of length of 10 minutes length or less. I'm going to break down that video or subdivide it into maybe 2 or 3 videos to complete a discussion or a debate about our way of incentivization. And this is part 1 actually. So my strategy will be as follows. In this part, I'm going to discuss the problem and put a tactic with you how to attack it. In the second video, I will apply this tactic, and in the third video maybe, I will just see what's around us. What is science providing to support the idea of either refuting this or supporting our way of thinking or folkloric way of thinking. So in this part, we are going to analyze or put the tactic to start thinking again about our way of incentivizing our teams. Let's look at that. So, discussing this tactic, I'm suggesting that we follow some chain of thoughts, starting from the main objective, the main goal. Why are we having incentivization in the first place? Let's ask ourselves a couple of questions and then put a strategy to attack the problem. The first question, as I said, it's why are we in need of incentivization? The answer is simple, because we need to motivate our teams. So let's put it here, and whenever I go to this thing, I wish there could be one with spelling checker. And maybe there is one in Japan now, I will check that. So forgive some spelling mistakes maybe. We start at the notion of motivating our people. We are in hard business and we are all under pressure and we need motivation. When we think of motivation, we will definitely think of a way to do that, which is incentivization. And this is exactly where we think of the old folklore of the carrot and stick and the punish and reward. In order to incentivize people, what you have to know about them, something very crucial, is to know their needs. So the big question here, what are the needs of people in that software business? What do they need in order to be able to build their stamina in front of the pressing undertaking of software projects? And if we start thinking of needs, you must think of the mentality. How do they think? That's very crucial in order to put your fingers on the needs of the people and which comes first, which comes before the others. And to understand the mentality, we come to another question or another suggestion. That is actually you have to derive that mentality, the characteristics of our mentality, from the way we do our jobs. So look at the jobs, you know the people. Why? Because these are not routine jobs. That doesn't apply. You can't know, it's not so easy to know someone from his job if he is doing something very routine. Why? Because usually he is not very much tied to the job, but jobs that have special nature like ours definitely tag or badge their people with some mental characteristics. Let me just give you an example for a job like, for instance, if you'd like to be a fighter pilot, you can do that without being, well, you can even think of that without being a flight enthusiast. And if you are going to be an acrobat in a circus, an acrobat performer in a circus, you wouldn't do that unless you are very much fond of the idea of exposing yourself to danger and then having some very nice feedback from the people of appreciation and, excuse me, appreciation. I seem to be getting some more enthusiasm myself. And you can't do that without being very much fond of the idea of performing in front of people something very dangerous in order to attract some applause and appreciation at the end. So these are jobs that have special characteristics and actually stamp the mentality of the people with something that you can derive and understand people from. And maybe you need also to know something about a wider scope of the job, which is the industry. Because the industry, again, stamps the job. So this is some kind of a bottom-up analysis for the problem. We start from motivation, and we do that by incentivization. To incentivize, you have to know the needs. To know the needs, you have to take a look at the mentality. And to take a look at the mentality for such special jobs, you have to look at the job and maybe the industry, which is again describing the job for you. Once you understand, now let's take it top bottom. Now, if we understand the industry, we will understand more about the job, and then more about the mentality, and understand more about what these people need more than anything else, and then we will decide how to incentivize them the right way, and we will finally get the motivation. And that's exactly what we will do in the next lecture. I will stop here, thanking you very much for coming to Techstamina, and let me ask you actually to participate with your comments and feedback, whatever that could be, likes or dislikes, and probably you subscribe to this channel in order to get the latest about what's going on in my videos in Techstamina. Thanks again, and see you the next video.